Good morning, children. Welcome back to part 3 of the poem number 13, The Ghost, written by Keki and Daruwala. Now, make sure, children, that you're going to sit with a notebook, new voice textbook, and a pen, and you do not miss out on any important points. As we know, children, Keki and Daruwala was born in the year 1937 and he is an Indian poet and short story writer. Now children, what we will do is we will quickly do a recap of all the two parts of the videos that we have already done with regards to this poem. So let us start a short revision. As we know, children, Keki and Daruwala's poem is a funny account of the nature of ghostly encounter. Now, children, the worst thing about the ghost, according to the poet, is, of course, the fact that they are transparent. Now, why, children, the poet is calling the ghost transparent? The reason is they are always invisible. Now, one does not even know what one is up against. So, the poet actually is sharing with us, few tales of ghost. He remembers, one of the story that the lady ghost in a Mussoorie hotel and he could hear the clank of her bangles and water running. But on going inside the bathroom, what he saw that the floor was completely dry and there was silence in the bathroom. It was completely empty. He also would love to tell, the story of ghost in a forest, and he just would like to tell us that forest guards over there apparently saw only 1/5 face of the ghost. So one of the forest guard, saw only the eyebrows and the goatee. And there was one more forest guard who actually saw just a floating dhoti and the legs were missing. That means legs were invisible. Now again, the reason over here the legs were invisible was, as I told you, ghosts are always invisible. Now later the poet also mentions how animals and the birds act oddly in the presence of ghosts. Then, finally the poem, it's actually, ends abruptly as the poet admits to have been scared simply by talking on this topic. So yes, children, this was just a short recap of the poem. I'm very sure that you must have definitely recited the poem and you must have understood now what this poem is all about. Now let us quickly go ahead. So yes, children, now let us check the value points of this poem. Make sure, children, that you're going to note down or understand these value points. The reason is this basically will give you the entire summary of what the poem is all about. Okay, so this is the first slide of the value points. There is one more slide. As you can see, children, this is just a short, points that we have given about the poem. Yes, there is one more slide for more points. You can keep on checking or you can keep writing the important points which are given in this value points. Yes, children. So we have done with the value points. Make sure, children, that you're going to read all these points and understand the summary of the poem. Now, children, let us quickly do one reference to the context. Now, over here, we have few lines which says, but let's end these stories for ghosts give me the jitters. I repeat, children, but let's end these stories for ghosts give me the jitters. Now, children, the question is, what stories are being referred to? Yes, as we know, the poet over here is referring to the stories of ghosts. So the answer is ghost stories are being referred to. Now, the next question. Do ghosts really give him the jitters? Now, children, as we know, in the last video, we came across this particular word jitter. And the meaning of the jitter means nervousness or feeling worried about. So, the question is, do ghosts really give him the jitters? That means to the poet. Now, the answer is the jitters might be literal in case the poet is a superstitious person. That means the jitters might be literal. That means the feeling of nervousness or feeling worried about, it might be literal. That means it might be a usual word for the poet in case the poet is a superstitious person. Now, superstitious means someone who believes in supernatural power. Now, how are these lines ironical? These lines are ironical because it is the poet himself who had chosen to start telling the ghost stories. So yes, children, this was one example of reference to the context. Children, it's time for figures of speech. As you know, children, we have already done 10 types of figures of speech in one of our video. So today we will be, understanding and we will recognize few figures of speech from the given poem. Now, let us check the first one. There are few lines. Okay, the line says, old hotels where stairs creak and where door hinges squeak. Now, children, the words in red, okay, like creak and squeak, these words are actually, giving us few sounds of object, right? So, creak is giving us the sound of stairs and squeak is giving us the sound of door. So, yes, as we know, it's going to be onomatopoeia. The reason is a word that imitates the sound associated with an object or an action, it's actually onomatopoeia. So that's the figures of speech. So let us check few more figures of speech. Now children, let us read these 4 lines. The good thing about good people is that they are transparent. The bad thing about ghosts is they are transparent. Now, if you see, children, there are words which are repeated like good and good, transparent and transparent. So, when a word or a phrase is repeated 2 or more times, this is called as repetition. Alright, so this is one of the figures of speech which we have already done, and this is how you need to recognize or identify the repetition. Now let us check the next one. Birds would suddenly stop their morning bicker. Now yes, this is basically, bicker is the sound of the birds, right? So yes, this is onomatopoeia. Now children, the next line is water running and the clink of bangles on her unseen hand. Now as we know children, clink is the sound of bangles striking each other. Hence this is onomatopoeia. Now let us check one. Now children, let us check this line. Once a forest guard saw 1/5 of his face. Now children, don't you think so that there are few initial consonant sounds which are repeated? Let's check. Now, once, one, right? So the sound of O, that's V, okay, that is repeated. Now over here it's forest, F, 5th, F, face, F. Now here the sound of F is repeated. So whenever we come across a few lines when the initial consonants of sounds are repeated, these are called as alliteration. All right, so this is one type of figure of speech. Now children, let us check few rhyming words from this poem. Now what are rhyming words? Yes, rhyming words are 2 or more words that have same or similar ending sounds. Okay, now few examples goat, boat, honey, money, hat, bat. See, this was very easy. So now children, let us see whether we can come across few rhyming words from the poem. Yes children. Now, few rhyming words from the poem are ball, wall, ghost, host, station, invitation, doom, broom, crick, squick, tell, hotel. Now children, I have given you 6 examples of rhyming words from this poem. And really, searching rhyming words from the poem is, very interesting. And I want you to do this interesting job. So make sure children, once you're done with this video, you will definitely, read or recite this poem and note down few rhyming words which you're coming across. So, you will get used to, how to understand and identify the rhyming words from the poem. So this is one of the activity, and make sure children you're going to do it. Now children, it's time for rhyme schemes. As we know, a rhyme scheme is a pattern of sounds that repeats at the end of a line or stanza. Okay, so now let us see what rhyme scheme we can use for this poem. Now children, let us do some rhyme scheme from this poem. As you know children, this particular poem doesn't have any stanzas. Okay, so there are many lines in this poem. So right now we will just go to page number 130 and check what can be the correct rhyme scheme for these lines. Now as you know children, we need to check the last word from each line. Let us check the first line. It says people, right? Now we will be giving A for the people as it's the first word. The second word is transparent. Alright. Now for transparent we will be writing over here B. The next word is, right? So it will be C. Now the next word over here is transparent. Now as we know, transparent, we already came across the word in the second line. And the scheme we gave was B. So again over here for transparent it will be B. So till now the rhyme scheme that we have got is A, B, C, B. Okay, the reason we have repeated B over here, the reason is transparent over here in the second line we already gave a scheme which was B. Now let us come to the next line. The next word is them. Okay, now over here we will give the new alphabet. After C, what comes is D. All right. Next, all. All right. Again, one more new alphabet, which is E. Next one is ghost. So one more alphabet is F. Now, the next word is ball. So do you think children ball is rhyming with some word? Yes, of course. Ball rhymes with all, isn't it? So for all, what scheme we have used children? Yes, for all we have used the scheme which was E. So now for of course ball, we will use the scheme which is E over here, isn't it? Right. Now, what is the next word? The next word is against. Okay, so after G, after F, what comes? The new word, new alphabet is G. Now the next word is wall. Do you think wall rhymes with some words children? Yes, of course. Wall rhymes with ball as well as all, isn't it? So already we gave the scheme for all and ball which was E. Of course, now for wall also we will be giving the scheme as E. The reason is it has got similar rhymes, right? Okay. Now the next one is best. Now for best we will be using the new alphabet which is H. The next one is ghost. Okay, now ghost and host both rhymes together, and that's the reason the alphabet over here will be I and I. right? Now, the same few more lines I have continued on the second slide. Let us check the rhymes again. Alright children, now few more rhyme schemes from the same page. Now, the next sentence, the last word is station, isn't it? Right. Now, over here, we have used J. Then comes guest. Now, guest is actually rhyming with our previous lines. There was a word which is best, isn't it? So, for best, children, we used a scheme which is H. So, of course, for guest also, we will be using H over here. Alright. Now, what is the next word? The next word over here is invitation. So don't you think children, invitation and station both are rhyming with each other? Yes, of course. So for station, we used J. So of course for invitation, we'll be using J. Now, let us come to the next line. What is the last word, children, over here? The last word again is invitation. And as we know, invitation, station, they both were rhyming with each other. So, of course, over here also we'll be using J. Right? Yes. Now, the next word is omens. Right? Now, of course, it's a new word. So, we will come up with a new alphabet over here. That's K. The next word is doom. Okay? It's a new alphabet. So, that's a new word. So we'll be using a new alphabet, that's L. Next word is chimney. Again, a new word, so new alphabet, M. Now children, over here, broom is a word. Now broom and doom both are rhyming with each other, isn't it? So of course for doom we have used L as an alphabet. So for broom also we will be using L, right? Okay. Now the next word is true, right? So a new alphabet, of course, so that's N. And the next one is few, so again N. So true and few both are rhyming with each other. So for these lines, okay, which we have done on the second slide, the rhyme scheme will be JH, JJ, KL, ML, and N. All right. So see children, doing the rhymes scheme is actually very interesting and it's very fun, isn't it? So yes, now what you're going to do is children, half of the poem rhyme scheme is already been done by me. So the remaining half, make sure that you're going to do at home as an activity, all right? So make sure you can do this activity in any of your notebook or a rough book. And yes, definitely if you practice, it's very easy to understand and recognize the rhyme scheme. All right? All right, children. So we are already done with poem number 13, The Ghost, part 1, 2, and 3. And yes, we are also done with all the figures of speech from the poem, rhyming words, and rhyme schemes as well. Okay, now remaining one you need to do at home as a practice. And yes children, along with this particular video, there is a link below for the worksheet. Make sure that you solve the worksheet and send it across online. So yes children, till we meet again next time, till that time children, take care. Bye bye.